Joseph Bermudez is a military analyst with the monitoring group 38 North. He is coming to us now from Longmont, Colorado. Joseph, thanks for joining us. I guess first off, looking at those satellite photos, what kind of activity have you been seeing and analyzing that leads you to believe that a sixth nuclear test in North Korea is imminent?
We've looked at this location for several years now, and we see a pattern to activity. We see low-level activity when they are not planning a test, and we see a gradual increase, and we see activity near the North Portal. There's several tunnel systems at Punggye-ri, and for the past 2 months, maybe a little longer, we've seen increased activity around the portal. This has included the presence of trucks, trailers, the pumping out of water from inside the tunnel. We've also seen equipment coming and going. This pattern of activity is similar to what we've seen in several of the previous tests.
Are you able to ascertain from, I mean, it's just fascinating what you can do with satellite imagery like that. I mean, are you able to ascertain a timeline from what has happened when? Can you say they're ready?
Everything that we see suggests that they could test at any time they want to from this point on. The decision to actually test is in one person's hand. That's Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un has to sign an order. It's a very special order, and he's the one that makes the final decision.
So judging from, I guess, everything that's going on, would you say the timing is just perfect, especially with this major holiday, the celebration of the Founding Fathers' birth, and also the pressure that North Korea is getting from the outside?
Yes, the timing from the North Korean perspective is ideal. Whether they do or not, once again, is dependent on Kim and how he's reading the international situation. The comments by the Chinese government, obviously the U.S. statements, and the movement of the carrier task force to the area must play into his calculus. However, he's done things that have been unexpected by us, so we'll have to see.
I'm curious, are you able to ascertain what it is and help the layman here, what it is he's actually testing, what it will achieve, what it is for? Mm-hmm.
From their own statements, they are producing or testing warheads for ballistic missiles. There's a natural progression in which you test, especially nuclear weapons. They have said publicly that they're developing, or they have tested, a hydrogen bomb last year. However, the yield and what other indications we have are that it was not a hydrogen bomb. It could have been a bomb that combined several types of fissile material, but it certainly wasn't of the size that we would anticipate in seeing a hydrogen bomb. With that said, it's likely that they're moving forward in the developing of smaller, miniaturized warheads, and they're also trying to combine various fissile material and radioactive elements to enhance the yield of the warhead, especially one that is smaller.
That's obviously very concerning to hear that they're obviously rapidly advancing their nuclear weapons program. But if this underground nuclear test takes place, what would you be able to analyze thereafter from the satellite photos? What would you see?
Excellent question. The North Koreans know we're watching them and watching them closely. From what we can tell, each test has gone a little deeper or further into the mountain at which the tunnel entrance is at the base. By going deeper and further under the mountain, you put more bulk, more mass above it, and that tends to hide any surface effects, which is done intentionally so we will not understand the level of their technology. It also prevents the escape of radionuclides, which are the way we sniff the air to see what they actually did. They've been relatively good at this in past tests. Now, if they do test a hydrogen bomb or a bomb much larger than the previous ones, there's a possibility that we might see some surface disturbance. You might see a cave-in on the surface of the mountain that's right above it, or you might see landslides, things of that nature.
It's just extraordinary, isn't it? We know that they have ballistic missiles. We know that they have nuclear capability. They can make it go bang. The challenge has always been to put one on the other, to make a head that is small enough to fit on a ballistic missile and be operable, deliverable, as they say. What do you know, or what do you think, how close they are to that?
That is an excellent question. We really don't know at the open source level. As you point out, a warhead, a nuclear warhead for a ballistic missile, undergoes tremendous stress. When you launch the missile, it vibrates intensely. Then there are excessive G forces pushing it down. Then when the engine cuts off, there's deceleration and there's negative G forces. Then as it re-enters, there's tremendous heat and vibration. This is a real challenge. We have not seen conclusive evidence from the previous tests that they are actually able to do this with a nuclear warhead. The demonstration of that would be very disconcerting.
Yeah. Well, you and your colleague were correct the last time when you predicted that North Korea would conduct this nuclear test back in September 2016. And of course, we're all watching to see if this next sixth nuclear test actually takes place. A fascinating conversation.
I was just going to say, fascinating conversation.
We learned a lot from listening to you, Joseph Bermudez. Please come back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.